than that, Isma has gone ahead and lowered their sugar production estimate for this sugar season. They say production in Karnataka, Maharashtra and Uttar Pradesh is expected to be on the lower side, and that is the reason they've gone ahead and lowered their sugar production estimate for this year. So will this have a bearing on retail sugar prices? Where are sugar prices and sugar inventory in the domestic market headed? That's the big question now. And to discuss that, we are now joined by Mr. Praful Vitlani, chairperson at AISTA, or All India Sugar Trade Association. Mr. Vitlani, afternoon. Thank you so much for taking your time out and joining us here on ET Now. And we'll talk about the domestic factors in just a bit. But first, let's start with the global factor. And there is an expectation that there could be supply shortage of sugar in the global market on account of lower exports by Brazil if Brazil focuses on ethanol production more. Do you think this is possible, and how true or how real are these concerns?
Thank you for inviting Aista, and you were nicely briefed in beginning itself, and that's true. The thing is that how much market of leaf nibod sugar international market will surge, that will depend on the period of the geographical situations continue. Number one, and number two, if the crude cross 90 to 95 Brent crude, in that case there could be a surge, real surge into the LIFE and NIBOT market. The thing is that LIFE and NIBOT, this international sugar market, currently is around 4.5 year low. And there is sentiment that Brazil season starts in the month of March and ends till August or September. If they opt to produce more ethanol instead of sugar, then there could be price hike in this world market. And see, the surplus is around 1.5 to 2.5 is the poll numbers in the international world market. And reducing how much quantity to produce sugar, that will impact on the leaf and nibod. Currently, two things are there, that 5 years low prices are going on, and the funds have done a lot of sort. So to cover their sort, if anytime they comes, the price can go to the northwards in the world market, and surplus, whichever is there, that could be impacted and may or may not we go world market into the deficit projections.
Right, so that's as far as the global market is concerned. But Mr. Vitlani, let's also talk about the domestic sugar market and where it is headed in the near term. Do you think that ISMA was fair in going ahead and cutting their estimates for the current sugar season? And is that likely to have an impact on the domestic retail sugar prices and sugar inventory?
See, as far as ISTA is concerned, we had our meeting in January end week, and we have projected the production of 296 lakh metric ton. And today or tomorrow, we are going to come out with our second projection, and which is likely to be slightly lower or more lower than what is the ISMA has projected. And yes, as far as domestic prices are concerned, there could be, because currently the industry is selling below cost of production, and that cannot go long. And it needs a recovery, because there is a system that MSP is to be declared by the government of India, which was revised in 2019. Till 6-7 years, they are not revised. And currently industry is selling sugar at below cost of production. So yes, there can be some spurt in domestic market. As far as export is concerned, yes, we are looking that there is a room. See, already 4 lakh ton is traded and 2.5 lakh ton is shipped out for export. But we, according to our association, we feel there could be hardly 3 or 5 lakh ton more space for export. And that will go to Gulf countries and the Asian countries itself. There is no doubt about it.
So could the government go ahead and relax the kind of restriction that it has imposed on export of sugar from India, especially because global sugar prices are surging and it is the best time for Indian mills to export and capitalize on this opportunity?
See, the government has already allowed first 15 lakh ton, then another 5 lakh ton. 5 lakh ton, they have received hardly 50,000 ton or 60,000 ton of request. So currently there is disparity from India. Export parity is not there. But I personally feel, as per my office, Jagjivan Keshoji and Company Group, that yes, government will may revisit and reduce this export quota and not allow, because we need certain quantity for our domestic consumption, and the Diwali is on the 10th of November. And other thing is that El Nino is also a concern, that if El Nino continues, that projected which really materialize, then the season can start late and the new sugar can come in November only. And so there are some touch and go. I think better is government will take a call according to the inputs they got from their various sources of agriculture ministry, then commissioner of sugar and all. Government is well to do and they are doing very well.
And Mr. Vitlani, what do early indications for the next sugar season suggest? Because I believe Isma had come out with a note saying that the prospects for the next sugar season look very positive. Would you concur with this view, basis the expectation that we have for the upcoming monsoon?
That the sugar projections are goes wrong by 10-15 percentage various times. So our association has decided not to comment on the next season at this stage, and we also take very much take care that we don't speculate on the numbers, and we comes after the season 3 months when the recovery yield are very clearly lookable. So our first projections for the season comes after the season is completed of 2.5 or 3 months. So currently, I have no comment on the next season, please.
Okay, so too soon to comment, that's the word coming in. But also wanted your thoughts on retail sugar prices. Minimum sugar price, minimum support price on sugar has not been revised for the last 4 years. Your expectation on where sugar prices are headed in the retail domestic market?
Yeah, irrespective of government increase the MSP or not MSP, but cut in the sugar production season than the expected, that can result industry to sell at cost of production. Currently, the Maharashtra, Karnataka, they are all selling below cost of production. But I think there could be some spurt of 4-5% in the domestic market.
Okay, so we could see a spike of 4 to 5% in retail sugar prices. That's the word coming in. Mr. Vitlani, thank you so much for taking
Thank
your
you.
time out and joining us here on ET Now. The entire sugar sector has been in focus for the last several trading sessions, especially because of expectations of surge in sugar prices in the global market.